So welcome to another episode of Buy Here, and we are in the community of Riverdale today. So Riverdale is a neighborhood that is located right beside the river valley between Grierson Hill and Roland Road. This neighborhood is an old historic neighborhood and was established in 1905 with subdivided land, and it grew quickly.
So we're in Riverdale, and I hear that this is one of Edmonton's oldest communities. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, so I looked up the history because, I was curious about Riverdale myself too. Riverdale is one of Fort Edmonton's first industrial neighborhood. So apparently they made brick here because it's like a good place to make brick for whatever reason.
Maybe close to the river valley.
Yeah, and so Little Brick, where you got your coffee from, actually was where they did that. So now that they have, obviously it's not a brick making place anymore, but there's that history at Little Brick there.
That's so cool. We usually talk about neighborhoods for young families, and this particular neighborhood, 66% are between 21 years old and 60, and 19 under 18. So it sounds like quite a young population. What exactly is drawing young families to this neighborhood, do you think?
Well, it's Edmonton. So we have a young area. This neighborhood does have a very active community league. And so they do have right now, they've got a skating rink.
Yeah.
They've got a skate shack. They have a playground. They actually have a community garden. So if you are a community league member, you actually get a plot to use.
A plot, yeah.
Yeah, to use for your gardening.
Nice.
And then there's also the Riverdale Community Hall that you could rent out as well.
Nice, yeah.
So there's lots of stuff here. They're quite active. You look at their website. I was actually looking at the community league website. They have a whole section on development and infills because it's such a thing in this neighborhood. They have an update to let you know what is next and happening. So the neighborhood's quite involved to make sure that the neighborhood is preserved and maintains its character.
So as we were talking about infills and walking through this beautiful neighborhood, I see some, and then obviously I see some older homes.
Yep.
What's the real estate market here in Riverdale like?
So the average price point in Riverdale is about $332,000, and that's covering everything from townhouses, condos, all the way to these beautiful infill homes that we've seen in here. The highest price recently that's sold is $1.225 million. So you do have some expensive real estate here. And then some of the homes, you're not gonna see them on MLS because what people will do is they're gonna buy the property and then knock it down and rebuild. So obviously that's not necessarily coming on the market or selling because it's something that they're doing it and building their dream home and probably living there for quite some time. So when you drive through this neighborhood, you're gonna see a good mix of, we saw some half duplexes that attached close to Little Brick. There's a lot of homes with the garages in the back, but all these newer homes have the attached garage properties, right? So you can rebuild a home. Of course, you're gonna put an attached garage if you can, because we live in winter climate and we don't want to be parking outside. So there's lots of different varieties of homes here, just like everywhere else in the city, but these homes are probably, some are starting 100 years old. Like I said, this is an old neighborhood.
Yes.
So including the property that we have listed, it is an older home and has that potential to actually be an infill property. It's located in such a great location. Our listing is literally right walking distance to that playground.
Yes.
So this lot actually could be whatever you want it to be. You could actually live in the home. It was previously rented. So you could have someone rent the property while you dream up your beautiful forever home and build something that will include, an attached garage. So this home that we're kind of coming up to right now has a rear attached garage, and you could do the exact same thing. It's a gorgeous home. Someone obviously designed this with the enjoyment of River Valley in mind, and they have dogs in there too, so they're getting a little annoyed that we're walking in front of the house. But yeah, it's a gorgeous home that you could do, and clearly you have to meet some requirements in terms of keeping the character of this neighborhood, but why wouldn't you want to? That's part of living in Riverdale. Now you have an opportunity to build your own dream home in Riverdale. This home is located at 10027 94th Street. 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a walkout basement, which you can do what the neighbor did and build an attached garage home, so you can just drive into your home. You're only steps away from the Riverdale playground. This lot is 592.62 square feet. Building your Riverdale home with this prime location is now yours. Creativity is all it needs, so you can buy here.